I was traveling and yep, I'm still carnivore. Traveling made it tricky, and towards the end, I will tell you what I did for traveling. It was super weird it was a super weird experience for me. It was an identity crisis, but in any case, I wanted to make this video to tell you that my brain is better. I'm still doing sessions, and the sessions are even better because I'm really grounded, I'm really clear, and I have been a very good channel for information that needs to come through. So if anybody needs a session, I am still doing them. It's great. Um, I have lost weight. I lost weight. Pant size down, like 2 sizes down. It's super weird. Nothing fits me. I went through my closet, took out everything that was just way too baggy and stacked them away. I had to get smaller pants, size 2, size 25. Hi, Jen B. How you doing? So I wanted to share with you what I eat, what I'm making right now. So warning, I will be making meat. This is ribeye. I believe this is the ribeye. It is. So in the morning, I'm likely to have a venison patty from Force of Nature. I got these at Interdependence. I will respond to your text. Absolutely. I love hearing from you. So I got these at Interdependence. You can order from Force of Nature, and they're really good and they're really easy, and I make them in a pan. I have discovered that if you use like a wok style pan with enough space for the patty at the bottom, I use beef tallow or ghee or butter, and what happens is the splatter stays inside the high sides of the van. Oh, that's crazy because I was making a splattered mess every day. I turned the fan on, but I had a splattered mess. Now, the Tasty that I'm using, the air fryer, which we can all thank Terry right now. I can thank Terry for just introducing me to this whole situation. Hey, Live Soul Light, Regina, and Lisa Marie. So I can thank Terry for just letting me know what she was up to after being 20 to 30 years vegan. I forget the amount of veganhood she had, the length of time, but telling someone who is vegan, you have this moment of like, oh my God, I have to tell them and they're not gonna like me or they're gonna judge me, and you guys know I don't judge. But when she told me, something inside me went, my head said, I can't do it. No, I used to have nightmares about eating half a hamburger. I've had a recurring dream about that. But internally, I knew it was the thing. And you guys know that I'm an intuitive being and I always listen to my intuition and then I start researching. So I have been researching and researching. Yes, Ziggy. I think that I am redoing everything. I'm relearning everything that I knew, admitting that perhaps I was wrong, admitting perhaps that I wasn't wrong for those years, but if I didn't listen to my internal calling and the message that came to me through an angel from my angels, then I wouldn't be listening and I would be dogmatic and I would be stuck in an identity that I have, which is plant-based. It has been. And I was like, you need to stretch and grow and learn something new and see how you feel. So I'm in the seeing how you feel part of this. I went carnivore October 23rd. So I don't know what, it's 6 weeks, and I tried to eat arugula the first week and I didn't want it. So I have not eaten a vegetable in 6 weeks. No kidding. Just don't want them, don't want them. It's amazing. So I'm about to have a glass of water, and this is really important what Terry shared with me. You have to drink a lot of liquid and you find that you get thirsty. I have electrolytes, but Terry has recommended to me 4 salts, but it's spelled PHOUR, and you're going to get the minerals. And we need them to, because the oxalates from the plants that we've been eating all these years bind to the minerals and they take our minerals. So we're going to be adding minerals. It could take me 4 years to remove oxalates. We don't want to low oxalate. And for those of you who don't know about oxalates, you can read Toxic Superfoods by Sally Norton. You can watch YouTube videos. If you don't feel like reading, you can listen to an audiobook. But basically, in many plants, not all, there are oxalates, little crystals, and they will be in your body, and they are the things that cause kidney stones, right? So if they're causing kidney stones, it's very likely that they could be wreaking havoc in other parts of your body, like your joints and whatnot. So I am, yeah. So what you don't want to do, and what she told me and other people have told me, and what I've read in the comments to the carnivore videos, they're fascinating if you read the testimonials. Even in my videos, you could read all the love that people have shared in the testimonials that they have shared. And basically, it is possible if you go too low to no oxalates that you will experience what is called oxalate dumping. And that could be feeling like you have the flu or other symptoms. I didn't have them. I'm really lucky. So, but I also have a bit of oxalates every day in black tea, in green tea, and there's ways to get it. You can eat blueberries. Chia seeds are high, spinach is high, almonds are high. There's certain things you don't want to have. Now, finding out about oxalates and really feeling it and going, oh, I know that I could have been a genius, low oxalate, plant-based gal, but the idea of spending that much time trying to figure out how to make vegetables taste good without nut butters, without nuts and seeds, without cashew things and creamy things, I was like, and I thought about the amount of time that I have dedicated in the kitchen. Someone wrote under one of my videos that I made here, they wrote, that's like a second job. And I was like, it is. This is so efficient the way I'm eating. I've lost weight. My brain feels better. I feel stronger. I'm going to the gym. I am not telling you what to do in any way, but I am telling you what I am doing because I am authentic, if nothing else. So, water's really important, and I have been adding light electrolytes, but I just ordered the 4 salts on Amazon. They didn't have it. They have it right this minute, so go order it. In the meantime, until I get my soda maker to make the magnesium bicarbonate, I'm going to be making my own bottles of magnesium carbonate. I'm using Magnesium Breakthrough because this is what I have. So then I also take potassium bicarbonate. And I want you guys to know this because this is what Terry shared with me, and I'm so grateful. Now, Living Silica is not about anything other, well, it's plant-based. It's made by Orgono, Orgono. And this is, she has noticed it has helped her students become smarter. Their memory has become better. She has noticed, her husband has noticed, and this helps to remove aluminum from the brain. Has nothing to do with anything carnivore. It is simply something we're sharing. So I'm going to read your comments in a second, but I don't want to lose my flow. So in my water, I put electrolytes and I drink them. And I cannot wait to get the 4 salts. And I cannot wait to make my own magnesium bicarbonate water that I take sips of. And I will be sharing how I do it because Terry shared with me. So let's see who's here. You're a 3 carnivore? I don't know what a 3 carnivore. Oh, a 3-year carnivore. Cool. Hello, Gary. Yay, Regina, you're loving eating meat. Jasmine, glad things are going well. Curious what the thoughts are on your cholesterol if it gets really high from all the meat. So I had a blood test a couple months ago, and then in February I'm going back to Dr. Sadeghi after doing this, which he has approved, to see what happens with my blood sugar. That's going to go down, and we'll see what happens with my cholesterol. That's one of the reasons I can't recommend doing this, because I can recommend it, but I can't say you should, because you have to do what's right for you. But I have a feeling everything's going to be better. Yes, Mac and John, you might want to watch the videos. I made 2 videos so far on YouTube about what happened. Okay, so now we can introduce, so I will make a venison patty for breakfast. I will have matcha or black tea, and that's my oxalates, and I have not experienced any difficulties. Then I go about my walk, or I go work out, or I go do something, and in the afternoon, there's 2 things that I might do. Mostly, I'm gonna cook meat, and I'm gonna eat half of it, or if it's a burger, I'll eat that. I ordered the butcher's box, and I also go to Interdependence, and I might make ground bison patty. But oftentimes lately, I will make a steak. I've been having ribeye or skirt steak, and for lunch, I might eat half. So what we're gonna do, or dinner. So, and then the rest I just put in the refrigerator. And with the steak, I like it medium. What saves me, and it's probably, meat eaters don't like well done steaks. They will not like that. They want it pink in the middle, but I'm still into like, just, I would like it well done. But I will put butter, a pat of butter on each bite. I do that because you need to have the fat. You have to get over the idea that you shouldn't have fat or reduce it in any way, because that is what helps your bowel movements. That is what helps your brain. It helps the digestion, and it's really important. So there's a lot of people to watch. I'm watching Dr. Ken Berry. I know there's Steak and Butter Gal. I know that there's so many people to watch. So hopefully I'll make a YouTube list. Bonsoir. Bonsoir, Craig. Sunny D here. So bison is very good. Had bison burger. Shocked how good it is compared to beef. Awesome. So you have to try out and see what's good for you, what's easy to make for you. I can't tell you how happy I am not spending so many hours buying produce, washing produce, chopping produce, making the produce taste good. The work that I've done over the past 15 years of veggies is gorgeous. Some of my photos popped up on my new phone, and I was like, it looks like art. And it can be art, but it's not what I'm eating right now. Cool, cool, cool. So, you're doing the Primal Bod program. She's amazing. I mean, if you look at her body, she doesn't work out a lot, and it's just, it's true. Like the weight goes away, the loose skin tightens, the cellulite goes away. It's weird, but it's true. So, I want to show you my Tasty. This is the Tasty air fryer. It's really cool. I have the Ninja. I haven't used it yet, but it's more unwieldy. It opens from the top so that it can't be under a cabinet here. It would have to be standing on its own, and I will use it and I will report back. But right now, this is the easiest thing in the world because you have your tray. And the really cool thing about it is that you have your probe, and that's a thermometer, and that goes in the side of the meat, and then you shut the drawer, which I'm going to be showing you because I'm going to do it. Then you turn it on, and I just basically press air fry, steak. It'll say New York strip. I'm going to go to ribeye. I'll press OK. Then it says medium rare, which I don't want. I put it to well. So, that's what I do. So what I do is I take the beef, the meat, and I salt the top and the bottom. I stick the probe in, I put it in, I turn it on, and I don't know how many minutes later, 20 to 30 minutes for me, because I like it well done. And then it comes out crispy, salty. You put it on a cutting board. I will eat right off of my Epicurean cutting board because it's easy. I like to cut steak on a flat surface. I do not like ridges on a plate. And I like the feeling of cutting it on the Epicurean cutting board with a sharp knife or a steak knife. Now, I know this is weird. This is the first ever time I'm cooking meat on this channel. It's crazy pants. Yeah, so I don't know what to say about your cholesterol. I don't know about mine. I don't know if, did you do straight up carnivore? Did you do lion diet? Were you strict about not having the carbohydrates? I don't know. Everybody's different. I feel like right now, my spirit and my wanting to have a strong countenance has led me to this path. Thank you, Kira. Kira, thank you, Regina. So I feel like I'm going to repeat it again because a lot of us are sensitives, empaths, intuitives, and I don't feel like this is the right time for me to be vegan or raw vegan. I feel that I need the strong countenance that this way of eating gives me. Get with a DO, a doctor of osteopathy. Great. You will not regret choosing to eat a diet that's appropriate for our species. It's just, the proof is in the pudding. My body's tightening up and I sleep well and I have energy, and my brain, I didn't know it was foggy until it wasn't. Go figure. So we're going to take out the meat. We're doing it here, you guys. This is crazy. So, okay, so I have venison in the morning, steak in the afternoon, the rest of the steak for the evening, or I'll have a burger and then half a steak, but it's meat only, just salt, no spices, butter with everything, or ghee. And I don't melt the butter. I like the pat of butter on each bite. It's weird, but that's what I like to do. I can't eat it raw. My fairy treasures. So here it is. I'm assuming this is ribeye and not skirt steak. And I tore off the, let me go look and see what's here. Let's make this one, because I know this is ribeye. This might be skirt steak, which is just as good. They're both good. It's easy until you get the hang of things, but nothing's fancy. You're having salt and meat and butter, and that's it. Yes, that was New York strip. This is ribeye. This is the New York strip. Hell has frozen over. I think you should watch the first video. I also made one on Instagram. I can't tell you the amount of support and love I've been receiving. I need this. I don't know what you need. I love you and have always loved you no matter what you eat. Now, I will put on, I have not eaten liver yet, not yet, but I put on pluck, which is dried organ meats, and I sprinkle it on sometimes. So, doesn't it though? So I'm gonna put the salt on, then I'm gonna put the probe in, then I'm gonna turn it on after we stop our video because it probably will be a little bit, you'll hear the air fryer. I did not get my test results back, Creative Heart. I take it in February. So I'm just showing you what I'm up to. I'm not telling you to do it. Pinwheel steaks. I don't know the cost of them right now because I took the labels off. But you can do so many different kinds of meat. It doesn't have to be this fancy meat, but I'm treating myself because this is a whole new adventure. And I make what I'm accustomed to making until I learn something new. That's the same thing I did with raw food. I learned how to make one thing, and when I got good at it, I made the next thing. So this is kind of new to me. I was making filet in a pan. That's nice too. Where's my salt? So I wanted to say that there is, what do I want to say? Oh, good. Don't be scared of your cholesterol because it's your body trying to heal itself. I feel that. My body is like, thank you. Thank you for listening to Terry. Imagine telling a 20-year vegan, 10 years of those 20, I was all raw. Okay? All raw. So this is weird. And the way I make it feel less weird is I don't think about words like flesh. And I don't think about, I just do what I got to do because this is what I have to do right now. I know for me, it's just the way it is. The message came from an angel. Now, they say carnivore diet's really good for people with autoimmune issues, and I have Hashimoto's. Okay, probe is going in, and then it's going to go on when we're done talking because that's just the way it is. So if I want something sweet, now Terry doesn't do this. Carnivores don't eat fruit unless you're Paul Saladino or a follower, and he eats a lot of fruit because he lives in Costa Rica, so he eats his meat and his fruit. His fruit's coming right from the land. It's got to have a lot of minerals. Apples have been, they're hybrid. They're like, they've been manufactured to be more sweet. So what I will do is I'll cut some slices, leave it out to oxidize itself or, you know, not be so, but I'll eat a couple slices of apple. And if I need to eat the whole apple, I will do it. No negatives of carnivore so far, except for getting over my mental issues with it. So I'll tell you a story. I needed to travel. Now people would say, oh, being carnivore is easier with people. People understand that more than raw vegan. And I'm like, no, they don't understand. It's so much easier to eat vegetables and say, oh, I only eat vegetables than be like, I only eat red meat. It's a little bit intense. So then when I went to pack my bag, because I was insistent, I was flying and I was only going to carry a backpack. And I remembered, I had flashback of all the times on YouTube I shared how to travel raw vegan, and I made romaine things with little falafel things, and it was always just a party with olives and walnuts and chocolate, oh my. And no, I don't have mental issues, but I have mental issues around switching from vegan to carnivore. And I said, okay, I saw that Paul Saladino brings ground meat in a glass container. And I was like, I'll make steak. I'll cut it into cubes and it'll be in a cute little pink container that's light. And I'll put it in my backpack at the top. And then I realized I had a choice to bring my rain poncho or the container of meat. And I all of a sudden thought, oh my God, I have to put the meat in a Ziploc bag. And then I had just a panic attack at the idea of how weird that was, that I was going to travel with a bag of meat. And I called Terry and we were in stitches over this. I'm like, do I do it somehow in a container? It just feels so much more ladylike. I can do it. I'm gonna leave the poncho behind. And I ended up just bringing it in a bag. And before I got on the plane, I ate some. And when I got off the plane, I ate some. And it was fine. But it was just a mental, like, what am I doing? So I mean, just a bag of meat. I'm known as the meat bag lady because I went to go stay at someone's house. And when we went out of the house, I had to have my meat bag in my fanny bag. I have found, I'll share with you guys, I did find beef jerky that I think is amazing. And I just took a picture to send to Terry. So I will share that. You can make your own beef jerky, but I have not done that. I can do so in my Ninja air fryer grill and dehydrator. I have not been up to that level yet. So I'm the meat bag lady. And I was just like, it just was gross. I was like, this is just, I don't even know, who am I? The biggest problem I had, the mental issues, was just, who am I? I identify as plant-based. This is just blowing my mind. But every night I read or watch YouTube, and the benefits to this diet are great. Now, yes, Dan the man doesn't know about my switch that I know of. Everybody's been really polite. Everybody knows that a lot of people are here to just be with me, not necessarily. I knew that for years. I'm like, they don't need to see me make another salad. Nobody needs to see me make another salad. It's the energy of what we share. So now, what I do, yeah, there's meat sticks. Tell me what meat sticks you like. I tried the Paleo Valley. I ordered too much of them, too many, and they're just kind of not that great. But I found ribeye beef jerky. I will make my own beef jerky, and that's what's going to happen. Sometimes, so once in a while, maybe a couple days out of the 6 weeks, I did have some cottage cheese. I buy raw cheese. I cannot wait till there's a plethora of raw dairy products in this country. I did buy raw kefir today. I will do Terry's recipe of kefir or kefir, however you pronounce it, in a blender with ice. Because I used to use bananas to make it thick and sweet, and I don't want all that sugar. So it's the kefir ice. I throw in 4 frozen cherries, 5 maybe if things are exciting. I use either the berry protein from Purium, which is not on the carnivore plan, or I will use a bone broth, a bone something protein, which I can pull out if you need to see it. And then I put that in. So it's vanilla. So it's a vanilla icy creamy thing. I do put in Purium's amino acids. I use 10 of them. People think it's weird because they're bitter and they ruin the taste, but it's just how I like to get in my amino acids. And I find that the smoothie does not, and I will put in spirulina or chlorella because that is low oxalate. But I find that it's like a snack or like a treat, and I love it. And I'm getting my amino acids in, and I love it, but I'm not satiated from it. So I do it, but it's not a mainstay or in any way going to be a meal replacement. Thank you, Patricia. The way I'm eating does good for me. I didn't like the Paleo Valley ones, but maybe you will. Epic, make some. They're okay. They're lower. They just had a sale, a 20% off sale on skirt steaks at Whole Foods. So see what you can get and what fits in your budget. You don't have to do fancy things. You can do burgers. You can do the ground beef. You could do, I don't like bird. I'm not, not doing any bird. I had to have Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving. I had to have turkey on Thanksgiving, and I did not know. It was just like a no. I'm going to put the venison patties back in the freezer, but these are amazing. I think because I'm just a family of one and I don't need a lot to fill myself up, that these steaks work for me because I'm not eating that much. Here's the other thing. You eat until you're full, until you're like, I don't want it anymore. And then you don't eat again until you're hungry. Okay? You do not eat again. This is not a snacking kind of diet. This is like waiting until your body's hungry. It's kind of like fasting because you're just not eating anything. I don't eat late at night. This is as late as I'm going to go for eating because you don't want to eat this and then lie down. You could have heartburn. You like the Zen sugar meat sticks. I don't want any pepper or sugar in my meat sticks. A lot of times they use things. So I found a great beef one when I was at Waterworks yesterday. High prices. Maybe you do Butcher Box. Maybe you find somewhere that has, whatever you have to do. So what else did I want to share? I think that's mostly it, unless you guys have questions. I'm sure those who don't know that I'm eating meat now have many, many questions. But it's making me grounded. And yes, Ken Berry is amazing. Oh, 0 sugar, Foxman. That's great. So if you could comment, if any of you have things to add and share with everyone, it would be so great if you commented at the end after I post this. I would really love that. Simple. Salt. It's the most efficient, satiating, mind enhancing, body improving thing that I could imagine at this moment in time. Sugar-free. I'm sugar-free aside from the apple. I will put stevia or monk fruit. Some carnivorists do not use any fake sweeteners, but I'm not there yet. And wine just is too much sugar for me, even though it's low oxalates and you could have red wine. So I don't know enough about ketosis, but we think that I am in ketosis because every day I'm shrinking and just losing weight. And I think I'm burning fat for energy because there's no sugar and there's very little carbohydrates from the apple. And that's like every other day or half an apple a day, which eventually I won't want. I didn't want to lose weight. It wasn't a thought to lose weight. It just is a byproduct. And it actually feels good. It does. It feels good to be lean. Um, it didn't look very big. Back probably 8 months ago when I was having tofu and rice and veggie stews and gluten-free bread and things like that, I looked a little bigger. Like my face was, I was just fuller all over. I don't think I was fat, but this feels better. It does feel good to be light and lean. We don't want to be, as my grandma Sylvia called it, fedart. You don't want to look like sunken or withered or anything like that, which I don't. Um, no sugar is hard only because others want to share desserts during the holidays. I just don't have them. So it's not hard. I'm not eating eggs. I did the first couple weeks and I was like, eh. Um, I started it started the carnivore diet October 23rd. When I got back to Sedona, I went to Whole Foods, and that's all I wanted from then on in. Even though I had a mental battle with what am I doing? This is weird. This is gross. How are you doing this? Who are you? Who am I? I've gone through all of that, and I feel like I know who I am. You quit eating sugar and help my inflammation. Yeah, I recommend no matter what you do, just don't eat the grains, don't eat high oxalates. Familiarize yourself with what is the highest: sorrel, rhubarb, kiwi, chia, almonds, and spinach, major offenders. But I got Sally Norton's companion book, and there's a lot of offenders. Um, there's a lot of oxalate offenders, but there's plenty of ones that are not offenders, like cauliflower, broccoli, arugula, um, curly kale, um, bok choy, mustard greens, I think zucchini and squash are okay. There's plenty of ways you can do plant-based, low oxalate. Do the ethics of eating animals bother you? For me, it was always like the grossness of it. Like I was like, I don't want to bite into it in nature. I'm not cut out. I always thought like in order to eat meat, you should be able to kill it and do all the things. And I am not one of those people. I think it's not, I try not to think about it honestly when I'm doing it. And the ethics where I've come to, besides if you read Lear Keith's book, which I ordered it on audio, so I'm going to start listening to it while I'm doing my art. She's suggesting that agriculture and how they are turning our country into plots of land to feed people things that aren't good for them, and at the end of the land the animals get ground up. There is an argument that more animals get killed from how we are farming than actually killing them and eating them. In ethical clean meat, we don't want factory farming, but factory farmed animals. But I got this hit that we are all gonna die. We're here for a bit and then we're gone. Me, you, and the animals. And I have made peace with it. I bless it before I eat it. And yeah, ideally you're eating grass-fed, pasture-raised. Ideally you are hunting the deer. Ideally you are homesteading and you are handling it all yourself. I'm not there yet. I also think that I would have been, instead of the hunter, I would have been the woman in the kitchen preparing the meat. So I don't feel bad about that. Nobody's getting out of here alive, not even the animals. And I'm telling you, for us sensitives, being strong during this period of time when everything's changing is seems like good idea. The powerful you. This is Gabby. Hi, Gabby. I've been following you for a long time. I always admire your beautiful heart. Thank you for your transparency, and I hope this new strategy brings you more health. Thank you. It's making me stronger, and I feel like I'm on the right path. It's just for me. Good night, Gary. Your strawberry hangs in my kitchen, and I love it so much. So I think that's it for now. Most of all, and our new saying at the end of videos for now is get your authenticity on, because you have to do what's right for you. And hopefully people will love you no matter what you eat. And if they don't, they might want to consider their dogma, cognitive dissonance. We need to be, I would say, flexible in our thinking. We have to be able to learn. Somewhere along the line, we have learned, like scientists, nope, this is it. This is the results of whatever test, and that's what I'm sticking to. But a scientific mind will say, that worked, but this didn't. And you know, you can look back on pictures of me as a raw vegan and go, wow, she looked great and she's glowing. But at 58, I think it's different than 42 or 48, and things change, your body changes, and globally we're changing, and I feel like this is the way for now. I've never gone on bioidentical hormones. I have never gotten any of that. There you go, Kira. When you were trying to come to terms with eating meat again, I was thinking, living in Scotland in winter and spring, what would I actually eat if I were out in the wild? Not enough plants or fruits. So if the fruits, I was listening to Dr. Ken Berry, and he was saying, okay, eat fruit, but you eat fruit when fruit is in season to build up for the winter. You're not eating it in the winter. We have so many things available to us that would not be available to us, which is why it makes sense to me that Paul Saladino in Costa Rica is eating fruit. But me buying a dragon fruit in Sedona is extra. Ah, that's a good one. The powerful. You're just thinking, is it more about the things we take out when going carnivore more than the meat being so good for you? You know, anytime you do an elimination of the offenders, you're going to feel better. And the offenders are, since I started this, no potatoes, no grain, no nuts, no seed. I mean, obviously no anything except red meat. So, yeah, I'm not on pharma for my thyroid. I take Armor. So technically I was never a vegan because that's bovine hormones, actually. No hormone replacement therapy. So it is an elimination diet in the way that if you just eat one thing and you do it for 90 days and then you add back in things, you might find that you can't tolerate eggs, or you can, because dairy and eggs can be inflammatory in certain people's bodies, but you won't know until you eliminate them. When I started this, I was having more raw cheese, I was having cream in my drinks, and I've not eliminated it, because if I want it, I'm gonna have it. But I also now, for the past few days, have been blending in ghee into things. There's a coconut cream or coconut slow oxalate. So I'm not like, I will have dairy if I want it, but not a lot. So I don't know. They're saying, like, when you read I'm reading Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind. I'm reading Toxic Superfoods, and nuts seem to not be so good. But if you have a few nuts, I can't honestly, Olivia, give you great information on that. I'm still doing my research about animal agriculture, about everything, so I'm not going to pretend to give you something I don't know. I really don't know. There's people who are saying that agriculture of plants and grains are far worse, so I don't know what to say. So that's it for now, you guys. I'm gonna go cook the meat. Yeah, that's it for now. And I'm really, really grateful to my friend for releasing the information that she's doing carnivore and she feels amazing. She's having no apple, no sugar, no nothing, and she's in ketosis and she feels great. And she's noticing little crystals coming out of her body from oxalate dumping. And she is noticing her brain, which is so important, you guys. So thanks so much for sharing. I've started to eat animal products after 8 years vegan, and the way you are talking about this is making me feel so comforted. That's why I'm here. Hey Jenna, J Love is in the house. Oxalates in the nuts, and they're saying blending and smoothies and juices are the worst thing to do. You're having oxalate dumping, I know. And I had another friend, I've had a lot of beautiful vegan friends message me on the side just saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, thank you for sharing. Thank you for doing it. She sees the crystals come out. She sends me pictures, teeny little crystals coming out of her chest. I kid you not. Obviously, people care about the animals. This is a moment in time, and this is what I'm doing at this moment in time. And after 90 days, I will have a new blood test. I will report back. Yes, her chest. Here. Oxalates. So if you start it and you don't feel well, just make sure to have some oxalates. It's just a moment in time, you guys. This is a moment in time, and this is a moment in time I believe a lot of sensitives might need this. But you do you, and I know you guys love me no matter what, because I have gotten the sweetest comments in the whole world from you guys. It's astounding, both here and on Instagram, and I did not expect that. I maybe lost 100 people on Instagram and 100 people on YouTube. Maybe we'll grow our channel. Maybe we'll have people who are not dogmatic like us. Thank you. I love you too. I think keto is not as good as what I'm doing. Or paleo. There's things allowed on paleo that I'm not doing. You do love me. That's good. I'm really glad. So let's continue the conversation. There's more to discuss. Other things to discuss, art and life. I'm finally freed from the kitchen. I don't have to be in the grocery store and in the kitchen for half my life. I'm really grateful. So it's my it's my job to share with you guys the things that I find. You're welcome. So big hugs. Get your authenticity on. Consider stretching your mind to maybe listen to, I know that there are some carnivore people who to me seem aggressive in how they're giving the information and how angry they might be about the oxalates they've been eating their whole life, or how the government has misled us to believe certain things about diet and how they want to keep us fat, sick, and nearly dead, and perhaps everything I learned is incorrect. But isn't that cool to think, wow, maybe I need to learn something new and try something new. Maya, I really appreciate you. I followed you for so many years, and this has made me feel so good seeing you tonight. I'm so glad. Craig, we do love you for you, not what you eat. You know, do I still do my elixirs? I do. I do have shilajit because minerals are important. I have reishi because it's low oxalates. I've stepped away from the chaga and the ashwagandha, but I still have hot, delicious tonics throughout the day. I'm feeling like Dandy Blend's okay, but I don't do it every day, so I do make my coffee substitutes when I want that, but I'm having hot beverages all the time. In Human Design, go to myhumandesign.com. I am hot digestion, so I love my hot liquids, even if it's just hot water with a couple drops of monk fruit, or it's tea. Rhodiola is okay, chrysanthemum is okay, hibiscus is okay, rose hips, and mint, and horsetail. I don't do honey because I'm not having anything glycemic raising except for my dessert that I have once in a while. So I am not having honey, but there are carnivores who do have honey. It's so funny when you hear, I heard one of them say, well, don't eat it, it's bee vomit. And I'm like, well, I could easily, you can use words to change somebody's mind so easily. I think you have to do what feels right for you. And if you don't have a autoimmune disease and you don't have high blood sugar, I did. Dr. Sadeghi was like, what are you doing? And then I stopped sugar for months, and I still was having like issues. So I think this is going to be the way, and I can't wait to report after the blood test in February. Plus, I found for myself that where I am in this world also makes my food options change. I have no idea why. Sometimes you don't know, like you just don't know. I have splenic authority in human design, and I've always said since I was little, I don't know how I know, I just know. And then I find out information to back it up and go, aha, that's why. So that's what I'm up to. No constipation if you eat enough fat, which is why I'm recommending a pat of butter on each bite of steak or meat. You have to have enough fat. And the way you know if you are not doing well in the digestion area is if you are having difficulty. Thank you, Green Bay. Thank you guys for the compliments. I'm feeling so much better. Flawless skin. That's nice. It's more colorful. It's more plump. My body's tightening up. I also have Hashimoto's. So if you have an autoimmune disease, type in autoimmune disease and carnivore and see what people have to say. I change cold turkey. I jump in. That's what I do. Sally Norton says that she knows of people who have reversed diabetes with low oxalates. I believe it. Yes, Lenny Lever, if you have hypothyroidism, this is my dietary suggestion, full-on carnivore. That's what I'm doing for my autoimmune. Herbie the Love Bug passed in 2021, and it was so sad, but I got to be with him. And he is actually sprinkled in Sedona, believe it or not, Chapel Hill. I don't know, baby. I'm not a medical practitioner, so I would do some Googling and some YouTubing on that. Could you please tell us where you get your monk fruit again? Been watching you from the beginning. Love you, Dara. Okay, Mira Gardner. I'm using this little bottle these days because it travels with me in my purse. Let me find my glasses. So watch the beginning of this video because I gave the exact supplements, and it's important to have potassium, magnesium bicarbonate, electrolytes in the form of 4 salts. You can get it on Amazon right now. I'm using Living Silica. This one is Transparent Foods Monk Fruit Drops. It's 100% monk fruit, which is nice. So they're drops. I also buy powdered. Just find something that you can get. When did I switch and how long have I been considering this? It literally was like I heard it. If you had asked me 2 months ago, probably 2.5 months ago, if I would ever do this, I'd be like, no, what do you mean? Of course not. And then the message came at the right time. From the right person, an angel, and I was like, I'll try it, the meat. And then I went for 2 weeks playing around. I was like, I can't give up my cacao. So I had cacao, I had some meat, I tried salmon, and I tested it out, and I was like, okay, but if I'm gonna do this, I wanna do the protocol, and I went 100% on the 23rd. Yes. And today is December 6th. So on December 23rd, it'll be 2 months. I had teeth problems on the vegan diet. I'll tell you, when I was fruitarian, the 80-10-10 Douglas Graham thing, my dentist was like, what the? He did not like this at all. He was the Weston Price school of thought, and I was like, I can't. Whatever you're talking about, I just can't do it. I was closed. I was closed to it, and I really honestly wish I had listened to him. It is wild. This is the wildest, weirdest thing that I have probably ever done, ever. I mean, I moved to Sedona out of nowhere. I've done wild things. I've done extra things, but this is the weirdest. I will agree with you. I don't eat deli meats. You don't want seasoned, and you want straight up. I didn't want the turkey, but I had to eat the turkey, and I don't want the turkey because turkeys are grain fed. Terry had a gluten-like episode after she ate turkey, but I had to eat it. I was a vegan for health. I was a vegan because I love animals, and I didn't physically like the idea of eating them. So yeah, all of it is gross to me, honestly, and I just don't talk to myself in any negative way while I'm doing this. I don't know who's made but you know who's having me on her podcast? Jillian Berry. She's a well-known raw foodist, and she's like, will you come on my podcast to talk about it? I was like, of course I will. I don't know who's made the switch. I'm not really aware of what's out there, but there's plenty of people like Lear Keith, who wrote the book, The Vegan Myth or Vegetarian Myth, and there's many people. The Primal Bod gal was veggie, and so many people were veggie because we were told that was the thing to do. So let's see what happens, you guys. We'll be on this journey, or at least you'll watch me on this journey. I love you. Get your authenticity on, and I will see you. I'm planning on making a video every day because this is exciting. Really hard for me to do this, and I feel so much better that it makes it not hard to do it. 3 weeks in, I was like, okay, I'm in. 20 years vegan, at least. If I moved to California in 2005, vegan, I cannot remember what I ate in Florida, but I did not eat a lot of meat. I never liked meat, to be honest. I just didn't. Like, if you disguised it in a bun, I'm like, all right. Yeah, that's why this is super weird. That's how good I feel that I can cope with the mental ramifications of this. I don't want sushi because I don't want worms. That's just a cognitive thing I have in my head, that there's parasites in raw fish, but I don't know that to be true. Happy to be here. I follow you since forever. Happy we can grow and learn together. You're the sweetest. You guys really are the sweetest. Oh, good one, IL. New to your channel. I saw, welcome. I saw in your earlier vids you mentioned Dan McDonald and Lou Corona. Love them. Are you still in touch with them? With Dan, I've not informed him of my latest and greatest. And have you tried pulling from their lifestyle given their long success? Oh, no. Yes, years ago, the coconut kefir and I did all of it. And blessings to them if they feel good. Some people have messaged me saying you should share this with Dan. So everybody finds it when it's right for them, and when you know, you know. David Wolf he's vegan, except, as far as I know, except he does have ghee, and I knew that years ago, so he's not technically vegan, but I don't think he'd find this amusing. But honestly, I don't care what people think. I care about you guys. I care if somebody needs this message, and so many lovely people have messaged me on the side in these comments saying, oh my God, thank you for doing this and sharing. Terry's idea, because she didn't feel well after eating the turkey. She went into like a gluten coma. They're grain fed, but cows can eat grain and they're gonna double stomach it. I don't know what he's eating. He could be eating meat. I doubt it from his Instagram post, but I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. And if they find it gross and don't like me, that's fine. It's fine. You're awesome too, Shareth, Prakash. So should come back tomorrow. I'm going to turn my tasty on, and then I'm going to eat until I'm full, and then I'm going to put the rest in the fridge, and then I'm going to wake up and do it again. And life is so simple. It's so much simpler, you guys. And my hair is shiny, and my skin is good, and my waist is, I don't know if this is a good angle, but I don't know, just tighten it up. Oh, if anybody wants cellulite or flabby skin to go away, you might want to try it. I know you cook meat for your husband, but you have to hold your nose sometimes. I get it. Believe me, I get it. But I'm just like, it is what it is. That's what it is right now, and it is what it is. Believe me, I get it more than anyone, because I was like, there is no way. Which is wild that you can change so much and grow and learn. Big hugs, and I'll see you guys soon.